let's talk a little bit about regulation, market size, and the market players, because I think it's an interesting point that we consider we have a market size of whatever 10%, 15%, which is currently now. But who are reaching these? And you mentioned who are these people who are maybe early adopters or maybe the second wave of early adopters, whatever, but definitely not the masses. The masses are clients of the incumbent players, the incumbent banks, and investment firms, right? So if we consider that a new entrant, a startup, a fintech, has maybe a couple thousand or 10,000 of clients, a bank has already millions, right? Even in any country in the CE, we are talking about roughly that sizes, right? So I mean, if we have a regulation, if we can come into the market, then we can make demand like BlackRock did with the ETFs in a sense, in a sensible way, because they have a reach out. Then we obviously make the market size better. So those who can come in, maybe new entrants as well, not just those kind of the same cake we just grab a slice of the safe 15% cake, right? So I mean, that's also an interesting point here.
Exactly. I think this question or this topic leads me to realizing what's my role in this situation on the market. And I think this is really great spot for startups to stop for a time and think about it and try to think, how can we cooperate with traditional finance institutions? Because they, and you've mentioned it, they don't have a knowledge about crypto assets. Startups, crypto exchanges have. They do understand really well.
Yeah.
How can we create business together so that we make money on this together? And how can we create? How can we help these traditional finance institution to focus on mass market, and maybe the startups to focus on the pros investors or on different segments? It really depends on their strategy. So how can we cooperate? This is really huge, because once we realize that we can make a business together with traditional finance, it opens a totally different point of view on the business, on the market. And from what we saw, that we are limited in this first or second wave of early adopters, now we can see that as a startup, we can move to a mass market.
Yeah,
quite easily.
And that's the opportunity. That's where the opportunity is, right? Yeah, exactly.